pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws, to Paul's find phrases. Turning them corners, no spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Psalms singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the never blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. It's a delay there, and I'm going, okay, am I wrong? Am I right? Is it good? Is it not good? Realizing I was on a call yesterday, and I zoomed in a bit on the Elgato. I need to get this open and zoom back out. There we go. Oh, it's so iffy. Like, I'd like to get those lights hidden right there, but I don't want my hat cut off, but I like the angle. We'll call it good for today. We'll call it good. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Sounds good to me. Oh, wait. That didn't open. Oh, what happened? Let me find it. Sorry. Every once in a while this happens. Not a regular thing. Okay, I gotta find the. Let me drag it over here. I don't know how you organize your desktop, but I organize my desktop the same way I organize my desktop. Certain things go in certain piles. So all my streaming related emotes or links or things, not emotes, but shortcut links are all in the lower right-hand corner. That's where those go. So music did not open up today. Let me get that started for you. How are we doing on volume with that? Well, I gotta wait for it to get there. There we are. Okay. Sounds good to you? Okay. Yeah, you're the first today, Bob. You're first. I mean, other than my other two streams that were here before you, but you were first. Like they count. They might actually count against me if Twitch thinks that I'm, doing something nefarious by having my other streams, which are mods, show up to my stream. One is under my name, the other is not, so I'm not trying to do much with that other than to have them there and have them be able to mod and so that I can watch on my other screen. So there is intent of why I have it. So, okay. Don't know what else I was thinking, doing, whatever. Wow, I think I have a sneeze coming. Let me give you a promo here while I deal with if I have a sneeze or not. You know what? Let's just go to fish. Let's just go to fish and I'll mute my microphone.
Flat cat pasture rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand, plays tunes by.
Oh yeah, that was a sneeze coming in. That would not have been good. It would have blown people's ears out if I would have sneezed in my microphone. So, good call on that was a sneeze coming. All right, so what do we need? We need... Oh, you know what? Okay. We need window capture. And we need to tell it which window to capture. We're gonna capture the window. Da, 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 da. You did not know? Okay. Stretch that a wee bit. And it can go a wee bit more. Excelente. Excelente. Okay, and we need the title. No more Deuteronomy. We are in Ecclesiastes. Okay. So, I'm listening to a podcast that's going through Ecclesiastes, and it's super fascinating listening to them talk about possibilities. And one of the things, if you are going to look at Jewish perspectives on Scripture, okay, is that there is, and I can never remember the Peshat, the Shod, and whatever the levels are. I can never keep those straight in my mind, but they have different terms for them. So there is the surface level, the reading that is there. There is the under the surface level where you are hyperlinking to other scriptures. So it is, this story is a retelling of that story over there, or as I tell you this, you're supposed to think about that over there. And there's a deeper level. Anyway, there are so many different things going on here in the book of Ecclesiastes that can be references to the book of Esther, okay, of what happens in the book of Esther. So, like the wise man who becomes the fool, and the fool who thinks that they're wise, and the so it's like there is a whole ability that, or an ability to see the book of Esther hidden in the book of Ecclesiastes. Well, if it is hidden in the book of Ecclesiastes and it's referencing the book of Esther, that means Solomon didn't write it. Okay, that means clearly Solomon did not write it, or there's a revision, if you will, of it that includes those and enhances the ideas within there. And so it is written, yes, for you to think that Solomon wrote it in all his wisdom. And of course, I could make an assumption and say, well, Solomon, because he was gifted by God and was so wise, could write it in such a way as to be able to lay it out into the future, and Esther would overlap after the fact. I'm not so much inclined to do the miraculous thing in that manner, because I don't think God has to. Okay, I'm not trying to put God in a box and say you've got to be able to do this in order to have that. And no, I don't think we have to. I do not think that's the case. So anyway, I'm really enjoying that podcast. They emphasize in there, which I have tried to as well, that Koheleth, which we're not entirely sure how to translate it. The teacher is often how it is. The preacher is sometimes how it is. I would say in some level, those people that are translating as preacher may have a bias to make sure you think it's male. But it's feminine. The teacher is feminine. Now, it could be simply feminine because wisdom is a feminine, or is attributed to be feminine, and wisdom teaches you is like your mother, that kind of a thing. So throughout many cultures, wisdom is always thought of, liberty is taught of. These ideals often are feminine when you have words that require gender. So English does not require gender, so we don't have that, and we don't carry that idea in English. So, all right. Let's jump into Ecclesiastes 6 today. Here is another misfortune that I have seen on earth, and it weighs heavily on people. Seen under the sun. Like, okay. Sometimes you need to leave poetic language in there. I've seen on earth is technically correct. Under the sun is poetic. Like, why do English translations not want to have poetry at times? Like, we want clarity. We want clarity so you know precisely what the Hebrew words mean, and the Hebrew words are probably being used to be poetic. Please, translators, find some English poetry. Okay. You know what? Maybe a poet laureate should be invited in to help write some of these sections that are clearly poetry. Doesn't mean our styles will match up with ancient styles of poetry, but these are sections that are poetry, and imagery is really important in poetry, not clarity of idea, but poetry, eloquence, style. Anyway. I digress. God gives a man riches, property, and wealth, so that he lacks nothing that his heart desires. Okay, what do we have? Heart, his appetite. Okay, I'm sorry. Appetite is a whole lot different than desire. Appetite is in my opinion, more about greed, not my heart's desire. Oh, I would like that. No, my appetites. I am going to feast on this. I will not be denied. I'm sorry that I so freak, and it doesn't matter what translation it's going to be. I am going to constantly do that. So don't take it too bad. I just get disappointed when it's like, it could have much more meaning for me. It doesn't mean for anybody else. Yet God does not enable him to enjoy the fruit of his labor. Shalat in the kol stem means to domineer, to dominate, to lord it over, to master. In the hifel stem, to give power and to grant. God must grant a person the ability to enjoy their labor. I don't know, dominate, domineer over, lord it over. Could go anyway there, I think. Okay. Instead, someone else enjoys it. Okay. I don't know if you've ever known people like this, that they never stop working, and as soon as they retire, they end up not living very long. Like, their purpose in life is gone. They only have purpose while they're working, and within a year to 18 months of retirement, they die. I don't know how frequent it is anymore, but when I was a kid, that was pretty common. Like, that first 18 months was like, you got to figure out what your purpose in life is, because without it, you might not make it. You might not make it, is what seemed to happen regularly. This is fruitless and a grave misfortune. Even if, a man fathers 100 children and lives many years. Even if, he lives a long time, but cannot enjoy his prosperity. Even if, he were to live forever, I would say a stillborn child is better off than he is. Why? Because this guy is working super hard and he doesn't get to enjoy anything. I think we're getting at a place that's better. I mean, we're not there yet. But the one thing I will say for millennials out there is millennials are more, it's more important for millennials, and this is a generalization, but it's more important for them to enjoy experiences and enjoy life than it is to work. I know they get a bad rap for calling in sick to work and not showing up. I don't know how legit that is. And so they get accused of not having work ethic and being lazy. Well, I've heard this in different places at different times. So when we were moving from an agricultural society where you might relax and go fishing because there's not major work on the farm to do today, you were considered lazy for taking the day off to go fishing. Well, fishing was still providing for your family at some point. Then it became it's recreational. So we change the ideas behind things, and we judge other people. So we're judging the guy who's super busy because he never gets to go on vacation. He doesn't get to enjoy it. And being stillborn would be better off because you didn't have to work hard. You didn't do anything. You didn't waste your time working hard and someone else enjoyed it. But let's see what his rationale is. Though the stillborn child came into the world for no reason and departed into darkness, though its name is shrouded in darkness, though it never saw the light of day, nor knew anything, yet it has more rest than that man. So rest, not relaxation so much, but shalom. Let me see, what do they have on the footnote here? The Hebrew word translated rest here refers to freedom from toil, anxiety, and misery. Part of the misfortune that miserly man of wealth may endure. All right, now I want to go look up what word it is. So Ecclesiastes 6. Verse 5. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Rest. Nahat. Nahat.
Strong's H 5183. Nachat.
Quietness. Rest of death. Hey, Lou says, welcome in. So this is not the rest that, let me see, what's the root word? Maybe the root word is what I'm thinking.
Strong's H 5182.
Nope. There's another one. We're rabbit trailing. No, again, that's not. Okay. So this is not, this is what I wanted to double check. This is not, and God rested. So this is not a stopping of work. It is quietness, stillness. Okay, so this would be more in line with the idea that we would have of rest. Thank you for getting the words in there. So, a stillborn does not have anxiety. It doesn't have all of the stress that the person that never rests does, because they're always working, so they never have rest and quietness and peace. They're always anxious about saving up and for the future, and they got to keep working. And so, stillborn's better off than that. If you think about it, that's what Kohelet is saying here. If he should live 1,000 years, twice, yet does not enjoy his prosperity, for both of them die. So, I'm going to guess this is some phrase. Yeah, do not all go to the same place. A rhetorical question. Yeah, so it's a rhetorical question that's repeated. How about we keep using the rhetorical question that's repeated? And let this be poetry. Let it point to something. Let it be a resounding echo. Not just, well, what it means is they'll die. Yeah, we know that. Okay. All man's labor is for nothing, more than to fill his stomach, yet his appetite is never satisfied. Okay, so we just had appetite used up here, but you didn't use appetite. Now you're going to use appetite. How are we supposed to know that we're echoing the same word of the everything that God gives you, everything your appetite wants, but yet your appetite can't be filled? So we're getting two contrary statements, but if you don't translate the word the same way in English, we won't see it. I guess I'm in a mood today. I didn't know I was going to be in a mood today. Ecclesiastes, Net Bible, you're setting me off here. I mean, I love your footnotes. But you're harshing my mellow, man. You're harshing my mellow. Okay. So what advantage does a wise man have over a fool? None, because we know that you're not repeating the words that are in the Hebrew. You're not giving us the repetition, so it echoes in our ears. That's what we have no advantage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay. I mean, it's clearly going to be one of those days for me. It's clearly going to be one of those days. We might make it through one chapter at this rate. We only have an hour today, so that's probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing, because I feel like I'm just going to keep ranting on the. And you know what? I like I said, this is how my brain is going to work no matter what translation I'm reading, okay? So I should probably just pause and think on that a second. Okay. One of the things is every translation makes decisions when they translate from the original, the Greek or the Hebrew, into English. And you're either trying to convey the right idea for people to have, you're trying to convey accurate words for people to have, or you're trying to convey meaning for people to have. Okay, and it's somewhere on a scale between all of those things you're trying to wrestle with and know all of it. So I know that this was scholarly work. It was put together. It's done in a great way. They have footnotes that are there, but what they are sacrificing so often in some places is the oral nature of the fact that scripture was meant to be read out loud and listened to. They have not taken that into an account in the way that they are doing translation. So they're not concerned with word repetition so that you hear the echo of the word being repeated. And you go, hey, didn't we just hear that? And you're supposed to go, yeah, we did. Let's go back and see where it was. We just had that with desire and appetite. One time they translated it, desire, have everything their hearts desire. And the next time is appetite. Look, unless you have the footnotes, you're reading the footnotes, you're looking at the Hebrew, you miss the connection, and it bothers me. And then also, there's poetry that they're overlooking with the beauty of things. Everything that's under the sun. Well, yes, that's word for word and literal, but it doesn't matter what translation you put in front of me. I'm going to do the same thing. So that's what I wanted to say, is this is just how my brain works because of me having more knowledge of the original, not a great superior knowledge than those making translations, but based on my level of knowledge, I would make different choices. I would want certain things to go a certain way. Also, which nobody has done that I have found, I would want to translate the meaning of every name rather than just put the name in the text. I would start translating everything as the meaning, and if you need to put it in parentheses of what the name is, I'd do it afterwards. In genealogies, nope. I'm just straight up. You can footnote that and say, here's the translation of all of the names if you want the names, but I want meaning because meaning is what I think is more important at times in those things. Okay. Fedorable, welcome in. Have you tried Legacy Standard Bible? They try to keep the kind of stuff with poetic structure and repetition. Not sure what they do in this passage. Your pastor went to seminary with some peeps that worked on the Legacy Standard Bible. I have not explored the Legacy Standard Bible, Fedorable, but I appreciate the suggestion. I've heard people talking about it recently, but I have not explored it yet. And I love the Net Bible, which I've been using since I was in seminary, along with the NIV and the NASB. But the Net Bible has great footnotes and explanations of choices they make. So I love it for that reason. But I get hung up on these decisions. And it's like, you got to pick one or the other. So I get that. All right, we got ads coming in. Let's go check out the fish.
Flat cap past rocks his tweed, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with Saxon head plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way, stream it live, come what may. With his cam he shows it all, little fish both big and small. Life in pond so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way, stream it live, come what may.
All right, so looks like a beautiful sunrise today. We did have storms yesterday, which we desperately needed. Now there's no rain in sight for, I don't know, maybe Sunday's a chance, but other than that, no. All right, I'm gonna give you some promos. Very nice sunrise. I know, isn't it? I think it is too, Sunshine. How you doing, friend?
Content creators, gamers, and cosplayers. Last year, ReachConf was an absolute blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tourneys, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic music kept the energy high. It was more than an event. It was a community coming together. Get ready for ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person. Last year, we hit capacity, and even with increased numbers this year, tickets are sure to sell fast. Don't miss your chance to be part of the ultimate IRL experience. Grab your tickets now and join the movement.
All right. I'm going to do this.
You know what it means to do
And
ministry. You also know what it means
am I
to be a
at? Oh,
gamer.
we're back over here.
And you know
I'll show that later. Got you pinned up. Much love, Lurk. Thank you, 4K. Appreciate it, friend. Okay. And also, super appreciate posting something, too, because Twitch is using new AI bots, and the AI bots, if you don't say something, may think that you are a bot, and, you know, that's not good. Want you to get credit for being here, everybody. So, appreciate that for saying something and hanging out. And I love lurkers. So, Oh, was going to do one more thing. I'm like, I know I was going to do one more thing. This is what I was going to do. I was going to talk about passing the cap. Real quick. So we are doing Pass the Cap for Soaring Eagle, Mom Boss Lady, if you know her as that name, helping her to be able to get emotional support animal qualifications for her cat Olaf, and to be able to get all the shots necessary, because you have to be up to date on your shots, all of that stuff. So we're helping out. So we've got the rest of this week that we're trying to help to raise towards $250, and we will bless her with that. So appreciate all of your gifts, your subs, your tips, your donos, and your prayers for her. Also, she was in the hospital. She had some issues. She's waiting to be discharged today. So, but it's anxiety and other things when she goes to doctor visits and things. That is where the need for the emotional support animal is. And her doctor's all in favor of that. So, tomorrow, welcome in. And Wizalter, hello. Hello, fellow bots. I am maybe a bot. No one really knows. Bob. Twitch, I am not a robot. And I know that is what a robot would say, but I'm really not a robot. Thanks, guys. That's fun. Okay. Let's get back to our text so that I can rant some more this morning. It's not really why we're here for scripture, is it? Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. So what advantage does a wise man have over a fool? And what advantage does a pauper gain by knowing how to survive? What word do we have here? So what advantage does a wise man have over a fool? The rhetorical question in the Hebrew implies a negative answer. The wise man has absolutely no advantage over a fool in the sense that they are both going to suffer the same fate. Kohelet should not be misunderstood here as denying the wisdom has no relative advantage over folly. Elsewhere, it's feminine, she affirms that wisdom does yield some relative benefit in life. However, wisdom cannot deliver one from death. Okay. Here, like I was saying, is one of the things we can look for is where might there be a reference to some other passage of Scripture? What advantage does a wise have over a fool? And what advantage does a pauper have gained by knowing how to survive? Maybe there's a reference here. Who would be a wise person and who would be a fool? Well, you have Mordecai and you have Haman. And you have a rich person, Haman, who's able to pay the king in order to get what he wants. He's able to pay the king. Okay, you got to be wealthy in order to pay the king to do something. So, over a pauper gained by knowing how to survive. So, some of these might be references to other places. These may not just simply be straight up, this is wisdom. It might be, let me tell you, wisdom, but basing it on a story you might know. Which, if it's based on Esther, which if you come in late and you've not heard me talk about this, there is a thought that there are references to the book of Esther throughout the book of Ecclesiastes, which would make it that Solomon doesn't write Ecclesiastes. Some of the reasons that we think he did is because he talks about being wealthy and wise. Well, you could certainly write a story about being wealthy and wise and play it off as if you are, Solomon. Bob, today's reading has a very whimsical tone. I'm digging it. Whimsical indeed. It is better to be content with what the eyes can see than from one's heart always to crave more. Okay, so now we have a third word I'm betting is roaming of the soul. Oh, no, wait, this isn't. This is craving. So they're trying to fill in the desire there. Yeah. The roving appetites as roving, yeah. So they're the soul, the nephesh, the desire, the roaming of the soul. So that reminds me, sin is crouching at the door with that idea of roaming of the soul. I don't know. This continual longing is futile, like chasing the wind. I mean, at least here their repetition of that phrase. Futile, like chasing the wind. Can you chase with all the colors of the wind? Could you sing Ecclesiastes to that song we will never know? I told you I'm in a goofy mood today. Good mood, but it sounds like I'm like all out for. Okay. Whatever has happened was foreordained, and what happens to a person was always foreknown. It is useless for him to argue with God about his fate, because God is more powerful than he is. Yep, hard to argue with God. That's for sure. Omega! Welcome in. Hope you're doing well, friend. The more one argues with words, the less he accomplishes. How does that benefit him? For no one knows what is best for a person during his life, during the few days of his fleeting life, for they pass away like... Oops. What happened there? Oh, it jumped on me. Like a shadow. Nor can anyone tell what the future will hold for him on earth. Okay, so what... The one more argues, the less one accomplishes. What do we have here? The more words, the more futility. This certainly seems a little bit like what happens with Haman. The more he opens his mouth, the bigger the hole that he is digging. Every time Haman comes up with a scheme, comes up with an idea, he ends up piling on problems that he's going to face later. The more he talks, like for instance, what should be done for the man that pleases the king? Well, that must be me. So let me tell you all about what should happen, which is the opposite. He's trying to suppress and kill Mordecai, and every time he opens his mouth, Mordecai is praised and elevated. And even so much so that he backs himself into a corner, and the more he opens his mouth, he may have gotten away with not death, but, well, depending on how you view what's actually happening, he's pleading with Queen Esther, but he also may be doing other things. But there's the more he tries, the more he opens his mouth. So that's where you can see these references to Esther in this book, which I love. I love that idea. Yeah, you need to hear this today, Omega. Arguing just makes things worse. Yep. Well, and the more words you try to use to explain things, to make your point, to justify your case, the less you sound that you are in the right. On some level, that it feels that way, which I think is true. Like, if you get busted doing something you know you're not ought to, and you're trying to explain your way out of it to your parents or whatever authority is over you at the time, might be in school, you just keep digging the hole deeper. You just keep digging the hole deeper. You might as well just say, you're right, I was wrong, and shut your mouth. Like, the right to remain silent is a very wise thing to do. I have every intention of I ever am in trouble with the authorities, I will remain silent. I will say, am I free to go? And if not, I would like the lawyer present. That's it. That is the two things I will say. I don't care if I didn't do anything. I'm sorry. I'm not opening my mouth, talking, and letting you find a way to be able to say I did something. Nope. My mouth is going to stay shut. You will find out nothing. I will not cooperate. Not going to be hostile, but I am not going to cooperate. For no one knows what is best for a person during his life, during the few days of his fleeting life, for they pass away like a shadow. Okay, so we have, you can't argue with God. God's the only one that knows. Nor can anyone tell what the future will hold for him on earth. Yep, I have no idea what tomorrow will hold. I mean, I got plans for tomorrow. Let me just look at that a second. What I do think I'm supposed to be there at 10 tomorrow. Yes, I'm supposed to be there at 10, which would mean I have to leave at 9. Let me just look a minute. Do I have an address for where I'm? Oops, wrong thing. Okay, we'll go just once. What is it telling me? Directions. 1 hour. It starts at 10. That means I could stream until 8:30. Is it worth me? Sorry, those of you who were here when I started the stream and I shut my mic off to sneeze, my wife texted me, bless you. So she heard me upstairs. She heard me upstairs and said, bless you when I sneeze. So you're welcome that I shut the mic off and you did not hear that. Okay, so I probably will not be streaming tomorrow because it would only be like a half an hour, 45-minute stream. So no stream tomorrow. Sorry about that. And we only have a short one today. So let's keep going. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Well, I have often scared people with my sneezes. They are very, very loud. I also do have the ability to make myself sneeze. I don't know if you have that skill. Like, I can make myself sneeze. So when we were on safari and we were supposed to be really quiet about things and there were some lions around and we wanted to get the lions' attention, I did an intentional sneeze so that the lions would lift their head and look and check us out so that we'd get a better view of the lions. How can you, like, it was just a sneeze. It wasn't my fault. You know, those hidden talents we all have. Oh, you can, but it requires plucking a nose hair? Oh, I don't have to do that. I can just inhale through my nose in certain little short bursts, which will tickle the nose hairs and then cause me to sneeze. Yeah, some special power. Yes. Okay. Let's see if we can get chapter 7 done today. I will be very pleased if we can get another chapter done. A good reputation is better than precious perfume. Likewise, the days of one death is better than the days of one's birth. It is better to go to a funeral than a feast, for death is the destiny of every person, and the living should take this to heart. Okay. Koheleth recommended that people soberly reflect on the brevity of life and the reality of death, than to waste one's life in foolish pursuit of pleasure. Sober reflection on the brevity of life and the reality of death has more moral benefit than frivolous levity. House of drinking, house of feasting. And see, there's so much more poetry in that. House of drinking, house of feasting. A feast or banquet occasionally for drinking bouts. Reference to death has been specific in the translation for clarity. Okay. Now, again, part of the point here is that while you are in life, there will still be sorrow and suffering and pain. But when you are dead, there is no more of that. You finally have rest when you are dead. So the sooner you get to death, the sooner you get to rest from all of the troubles of life. This is not advocating. This is not an advocation of trying to get there sooner. It is a let's face the reality that no matter how much we strive in the world today, we will all end up in the same place. There is no he who dies with the most toys wins. Sorrow is better than laughter because sober reflection is good for the heart. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of merrymaking. Not marionette making, in case anyone was confused there. But the hearts of the fools is in the house of marionette making. Maybe. It is better for a person to receive a rebuke from those who are wise than to listen to the song of fools. I'd go along with that. I'm wondering what they have here on song. I'm going to wonder, or praise. The antithesis parallel of a rebuke is praise. Yeah, song, I'm thinking just singing. But, praise of fools, flattery. So, hey, welcome in, Anthropicat. Welcome in. I was thinking puppets, but thanks for getting you back on track. And thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, friend. Used to be a workaholic. That was your going phrase. I'll get plenty of rest when I'm dead. I'm slowly leaving that mindset. Omega, I'm with you. I grew up with mentality, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. I don't know if you've heard that before, but it's a very common expression around where I live. It is somewhat because of the industrial nature of living in a state that is part of the automobile economy where the assembly line was invented, that is those who are not in union shops, you're robbing your employer if you are not constantly working, is that mindset. And so that's where the phrase, you have time to lean on the counter, this is often said in restaurants or factories, you have time to clean. So get off your butt and go do some work. It was also constant in my household growing up. Like, you're going to do work. You're not going to mess around. So, yeah, I totally get the not knowing what to do for a long time and not being able to relax. I am now, I would say, pretty chill on vacation. I have no desire to do stuff. I am able to hang out. Yeah, I'm in Michigan, but yeah, Detroit is Motor City. Yep. So, but that industry has influenced the mentality of the whole state. Whether we're in Detroit or not, there is that mentality, and there's looking down your nose at those people. It's looking down your nose at those people who are lazy. We are really good in this state of looking down our nose on people who are lazy, good for nothing, don't have a job, because there's plenty of jobs, because there's automotive industry, and you could get a hard-paying job, labor job that puts 3 screws in a door. But we view it as a hard-paying labor job, and you ain't got a job. Boy, you just need to get off your butt and work. So yeah. Better to receive rebuke from wise than the praise of fools. So the hard thing here is, okay, like, let's just apply this. Let's just apply this to social media. Let's just apply this to whatever you're doing. If you're a streamer, if you're a content creator, it's better to receive a rebuke from someone who's wise. So if you have the ability to have, ads are starting. Hopefully I can get this in. If you have the ability to invite someone to review what you are doing who's wise in the area, that's helpful. Instead of a whole bunch of thumbs up, a whole bunch of praise heaped on you for no reason. All right, we got ads coming in. Let me give you a BRB.
He's got that flat cap dapper look, making waves online, spreading the word on Twitch. Pastor with a cheerful heart, no lie, preaching joy so high to the sky. He'll be right back, yes, he'll be right back.
Thought the ads were coming in. I don't see them yet.
He'll be back in 2 or 3. Flat cat dapper, flat cat dapper. We'll be right back after this break. No mistake, joy they make. I'll be right back, yeah.
Well, I'm not seeing ads, so I will switch this, and of course, as soon as I do, ads will pop up. Oh no, it says ad start. I read it wrong. Ad start in 35. Oh, I read it wrong, as ads had already started.
You also know what it means to be
I had time on the countdown.
And you know what it means to try to share Jesus in that space. I mean, you're
My
doing
bad
it.
today.
You're in the lobbies, you're on Discord, you're in game chats, you're trying to be encouraging in your live stream chat, you're trying to bring hope into that stream. You're praying for the person behind the handle. Gaming might be the medium, but discipleship is the true mission, and you feel like you're doing this by yourself. But imagine you weren't doing it alone. You've got backup. Imagine you were equipped and resourced and linked with others who know that discipleship can happen where you're at, where other players are gathering. Imagine that your passion is coordinated. You can have fun and be intentional on your streams. What if there was a summit built just for you, for digital missionaries in the gaming world? What if you were not just playing together, but you were actually building the kingdom together? That is DMCon, a digital space for gamers who disciple and disciples who game. If you've ever questioned whether games could be sacred ground, this is your confirmation. The digital spaces you inhabit can become communities of belonging, healing, and gospel transformation. Jesus is already in the game. Let's discover where together. You're not alone. Come and see who else is with you right now. Register for DMCon today.
Ooh, we almost got the whole thing in. Just missed it by that much.
He's got that flat cap dapper look, making waves online, spreading the word on Twitch. Pastor with a cheerful heart, no lie, preaching joy so high to the sky. He'll be right back, yes, He'll be right back. He'll be back in 2 or 3. Flat cat dapper, flat cat dapper. We'll be right back after this break. No mistake, joy they make. I'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be right back in 2 or 3.
Not sure what you're asking, Omega. Is that Blessing Boat branch? For the yeah. So it is. Yeah, it's not connected with Blessing Boat. No, it's the Church Digital. So let me see. Do I do not know if I have this. Let me copy it. Thought I had it. So missionary.digital. Do I not have that? So anyway, missionary.digital. So there it is, the Digital Missionary Gaming Summit. There's a series of 4 summits that the Church Digital we are doing. Specifically the gaming one. Myself and Andy, who was on the video, Chino Mage, if you know him, over at Lux Digital Church. We are the ones organizing, putting together the conference. I'm going to be hosting the conference over there for gamers who want to intentionally be missionaries in gaming spaces. So you can register for free. It's October 8th. The other ones are the 3 weeks before. So September 17 is Digital Neighborhoods. September 24 is Control Alt Recovery Ministry. October 1st is the European Digital Missionary Summit, and then Digital Missionary Gaming Summit. I know he said DMCon, but DMCon covers the whole thing. So Digital Missionary Con is what that is. So those are, please sign up. They are free. You can't get the videos afterwards if you don't sign up. So if you can't make it, that's okay. We would still want you to sign up. The more people that sign up and are able to watch the videos, the better it is for us to be able to go to advertisers who sponsor it and be able to show it. Can you clip this section? Absolutely, Omega. Absolutely. You would like to offer free content to you? What is it? What is it? And oh, read a small chapter of your book? Yeah, DM me on that. DM me. You started writing 2 weeks ago. Oh, fantastic. Is this your first endeavor into writing? I'd be honored to help. I'm not going to be one that's going to be a lot of grammar. That's not me. You can get AI to help with grammar. Grammarly is what my wife likes to use. I don't like it so much because I want my voice to come through. I don't want it a generic voice, but if you're just trying to get spelling and all of that, it can be a helpful thing. So yeah. Entropy. Yeah. Let me just, like I said, DM me. I will try to look at it when I get a chance. Okay. You're looking for feedback. Oh, I know. But I'm saying my feedback won't be in the form of spelling and grammar. That's all I'm saying. It'll be different kind of, like, it would be evaluation of things. Yeah, it's a religious background, has a religious background. Oh, cool. You'll understand. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I have these stupid gnats still here. Is this one gonna land? No. I don't know where these gnats came from in my house. I can't get rid of them. I did order. Oh, I'll have to look. Where did you share it, Entropy? I don't see it yet. The whisper's not showing up yet. Let me just refresh this. Maybe then it'll show up. Okay, now it's showing up. Okay, I will check that out later. Thanks, friend. Yeah, DM, direct message. Yeah, so it's just to me. So a whisper or Discord direct message. Yeah, any of those work. So, yeah. Absolutely. All right. Let's see what we can get done in this chapter. We got about 10 minutes. But anyway, this one's really good. It's better to receive rebuke from someone wise than the praise of fools. I really think that's true. I'm not always good at submitting myself. So Entropy, good on you for kind of like going, hey, I want some advice from someone who I trust that's wise. I'm not looking for a whole bunch of, this is so awesome, this is great. Oh my goodness, do you believe what that person did? It was amazing. Blah, 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 blah. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want the praise of fools who don't know any better. We want people who are going to help us be better. For like the crackling of quick burning thorns under a cooking pot, so is the laughter of fools. They're gonna, like, I don't know if you get this image. They like it's just like gonna spark up and burn up quickly, and it's not gonna heat your pot. You're not gonna get your food cooked. This kind of folly also is useless. Registered for those events. Not sure if you'll be able to attend, but hoping you'll be able to. Yeah, and as I was saying, anyone that registers for those events, they are all free. And if you cannot make those events, you will get copies to the VODs afterwards. You'll miss all of the breakout sessions and the conversations, but there will be VODs made of those that we'll share after the conference, but you won't get those unless you signed up for the conference. You can't decide later. We need all of the registrations up front to go back to the sponsors and say, here's how many people have signed up. So that's really helpful for us. Even though it's free, it helps us get the sponsorships so that we can keep the conferences free. Okay. Surely oppression can turn a wise person into a fool. Likewise, a bribe corrupts the heart. Yeah. Oppression. What do we have here for the word there? Extortion. Scholars debate the noun. Oppression, extortion in the context denotes oppression, gain of extortion. And with the matter of a bribe, extortion would also fit in there. So, let me look. Well, is that, are you Central Time Zone then? Because I thought they were 11, and maybe they say 10. Let me look at a minute. If it says 10, then 10 is the gathering time. Oh, this needs to get updated too because we made changes. So don't go look at exactly what it says. It's not going to be Craig Whitney. It is going to be Christian Ninja is our opening speaker. So it's 11 Eastern, so... Yep. 10 a.m. is when you can show up. You're Eastern, which is what they had posted. Yeah. I think, well, 10 a.m. is when the conference will open up. The Digital Missionary Gaming Summit will be in Discord. So it will be in the church digital Discord. So if you join that, we'll open up that section and you'll get an invite into that. So you'll be able to join. We'll have pre-conference stuff that shows up at 10 o'clock, and at 11, the conference will start. So, okay. Let's see if we can finish this. So, oppression and corruption change people. I would think I see that. The end of a matter is better than the beginning. Likewise, patience is better than pride. Woo! Call some people out there, Koheleth. Patience is better than pride. Yeah, pride mess with you up all the time. Do not let yourself be quickly provoked, for anger resides in the lap of fools. Do not say, why were the old days better than these days? Oh, wait, doesn't that sound like campaign slogans? Doesn't that sound like campaign slogans? Do not say, I'm not going to go there, but you know what I want to say. Do not say, why were the old days better than these days? For it is not wise to ask that. Wisdom, like an inheritance, is a good thing. It benefits those who see the light of day. You made the clip, but doing mobile is weird. The audio overlaps, but you made sure to have the links be seen. Awesome, Omega. And maybe that's a good thing I should do too. I might need to go and make a clip of talking about that too. So I like the idea. Wisdom, I did that one. For wisdom provides protection just as money provides protection. Okay, we had a whole bunch of stuff that was like, hey, wisdom, what advantages of it? You're both going to end up dead. You're going to end up dead. The wise and the fool, you end up dead. So what's the advantage of wisdom? There's no advantage of wisdom. You all end up dead. Hey, wait a minute. Let me tell you the advantages of wisdom. So one of the things that this does, it's not setting us up as propositional thoughts that here's the truth you need to know. It's setting us up for this. What we think is absolutely true may not absolutely be true, because if we take it to an extreme, it doesn't end up being that. So how do we wrestle through what we do today? We use conflicting things to find that in some cases, this is the way we apply it. In other cases, it's this way we apply it. Stop having a blanket, one size fits all. How do you live your life? I think that's beautiful. But what advantage of knowledge is this? Wisdom preserves the life of its owner. Consider the work of God. For who can make straight what is bent? In times of prosperity, be joyful. But in times of adversity, consider this. God has made one as well as the other, so that no one can discover what the future holds. Doesn't it sound like Job? When you're in adversity, consider God's made everything. So it'll be okay. During the days of my fleeting life, I have seen both of these things. Sometimes a righteous person dies prematurely in spite of his righteousness, and sometimes a wicked person lives long in spite of his evil deeds. So do not be excessively righteous or excessively wise. What do we have here on excessively? The adjective means too much, excess, excessively wise, which has leftover, to be leftover. Okay, so don't have leftover wisdom and don't have leftover righteousness. Otherwise, you might be disappointed. Do not be excessively wicked and do not be a fool. Or else I shall pity you if you are the fool. Oh, sorry. Otherwise, you might die before your time. It is best to take hold of one warning without letting go of the other warning. There we go. The warning is on both sides. Too much of anything is bad for you. Yes, exactly. For the one who fears God will follow both warnings. Wisdom gives a wise person more protection than 10 rulers in a city. For there is not one truly righteous person on earth who continually does good and never sins. Bingo. We have a winner. We have a winner. Wisdom hiding right here in plain sight. Also, do not pay attention to everything that people say. Otherwise, you might even hear your servants cursing you. Like, you don't need to hear everything that goes on. If you're going to pay attention, you're going to go after, you're going to choose and chase after gossip, you're going to hear bad things about you. For you know in your own heart that you also have cursed others many times. What? Me? No, not to their face. Yes, absolutely to their face. That's how I'm doing it. I'm not doing it behind your back. It's in your face. I have examined all this by wisdom. I said, I am determined to comprehend this. But it was beyond my grasp. I think this is one of the things that that's trying to be emphasized is there is wisdom that conflicts with other wisdom. How do you discern the difference between the wisdom conflicting with the other wisdom? It's beyond grasp at times. How do you make it work? Whatever has happened is beyond human understanding. It is far deeper than anyone can fathom. I tried to understand, examine, and comprehend the role of wisdom in the scheme of things, and the understanding of the stupidity of wickedness and the insanity of folly. Okay, there is some band names for you. Insanity of Folly. Isn't that a great band name? Insanity of Folly. The stupidity of wickedness now coming on stage. I discovered this. More bitter than death is the kind of woman who is like a hunter's snare. Her heart is like a hunter's snare, and her hands are like prison chains. The man who pleases God escapes her, but the sinner is captured by her. Okay, let me see how much further we got to go to finish. Can I finish? Yeah, well, I can finish. Okay. Koheleth says, I discovered this while trying to discover the schemes of things, item by item. When I have continually sought, I have not found. I have only found one upright man among 1,000, and I have not found one upright woman among them all. I'm sorry, that just hit me funny. Reference here, I think, is judging Solomon here. I think that's what we have going on here. I think we have judgment on Solomon for chasing after women. I think that's what we have going on here. Of we're going to have 1,000 wives. Well, it's 700 wives and 300 concubines. 1,000. So I haven't found an upright one among the 1,000. Oh yes, but Queen Esther was. Queen Esther was. This alone have I discovered. God made humankind upright, but they have sought many evil schemes. I think there's the point. We're created to be upright. We chase after evil schemes. The word upright does not appear in the Hebrew, but is supplied in the text for translation. The word only does not appear in the Hebrew, but is supplied. So it's, I found one man among 1,000. I have not found one woman among all of them. Okay. All right. There we go. We need to rate out everybody. Thank you for being here. I know it was a little bit quirky today, but I hope you had some fun. I hope you learned some stuff. I hope it was a blessing for you. Oh, I hope one reason is up. We could go bless one reason on a short day like today. Let me see who else we have. Oh, you know what? Ken Chiang is on. I don't always get to raid him. No, those are two choices I'm going with. Let's go with Ken Chiang. So thank you, everybody. Let me give you the blessing. May God's seeking comfort find you. May his loving arms bind you. May his might protect you. May his wisdom direct you. May the joyous love of Jesus Christ be with you and all those you know, both now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you, everyone. What a blessing it is hanging out with you. I love doing it, and it's such a privilege to get to do it. So thank you, and let's go and let's bless other people. Let's bless other people.
Flat cap on his head, he's streaming live. Reading from the book, the word so alive. A prayer in his heart that lifts the soul. in the digital world where spirits roll. Hallelujah, from the screen we scream. Join the pastor in the holy dream, spreading love with every verse he reads, planting hope like precious